What's up, guys? God's Elite back with another video. I am so excited to be making these videos because I am so happy with what Age of Triumph is going to be for me. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I think this is going to be an above and beyond update. There's going to be so much stuff we can do. I have the stream under me right now, or under you. I'm looking at some of the stuff that I want to talk to you about. I've got my little list here of things that I want to say. We're going to be doing two parts, so this is going to be the armor part. We're going to talk about all the new ornaments and all the new raid armor, as well as some stuff for Age of Triumph specifically. And then we're also going to be talking about weapons, but we're going to do that in the next video. So come here tomorrow, you'll be seeing a video on all the new weapons. These are going to be some cool sets of gear. I'm so excited to be able, on the first day of Age of Triumph, to take all 50 something of my exotic Ingrams, get rid of them, open them up, see if I get anything cool, delete most of them, delete all my old raid gear, all my old raid weapons, and get these new ones. It's going to be so awesome to get these. Alright, so let's go ahead and start, and you'll probably already have it on the screen a little bit. We're starting with Vault of Glass. Now, it's not my favorite set to come out of this update, but it's still great. We're going to start with the Hunter each time and work our way down, and I'll try to sync the gameplay in the background as best I can with the characters, but I'm not making no promises. It may just be a fail swoop of all three just from Deej in the stream. So on the Hunter, of course, since he has the cloak, there's going to be a lot of the Vex looking tiles that kind of shimmer, and I think it looks amazing. Each of them have kind of a blue thing somewhere. On the Hunter, it's on the left shoulder. On the Titan, it's behind, and then on the Warlock, it's in the face. Kind of a blue hue that really pops. For the Hunter, I want to point out that his whole left leg is a Vex Goblin leg, which I think is awesome. For the Titan, it has a big blue thing coming out of his chest, very Iron Man-esque. But the big thing for him is the huge shield behind his head, which they point out does not give you any bonus shield in the game. It just looks really awesome. And then finally with the Warlock, you have kind of the suit that he would wear has kind of the same effect as the cloak that the Hunter wears, with the tiles shimmering kind of like it does in Vault of Glass. Now with the Warlock specifically, a little bit cooler than the other two characters, it has the little bitty tendrils that come out of its back and float around, and it looks just like a Vex Harpy, and I think it looks fantastic. It's definitely going to be the character that I really put that gear on the most, rather than the other two, the Hunter and the Titan. One thing I want to point out for the whole set of gear is that more than before, this set looks a lot more like the Vex than they did the first go round. The first go round, they did have like the gold tint like the Vex do, but it wasn't very Vexy. Now you have, you know, the whole leg being a Vex Minotaur, or not Minotaur, Vex Goblin leg on the Hunter. The Titan is very, his shoulders are rounded, his thighs are rounded, but everything else is very blocky and square. And that overshield looks amazing, and his face looks a lot like a goblin or a hobgoblin in a way. The Warlock looks just like a Harpy with a body, and then if you'll notice the bottom of the Warlock, both of the feet are not actual people feet, they are machine feet. So I think they did a great job making this set of gear a lot like the other sets of gear in the game, whereas the older when they were older raids, Crota, King's Fall, and Wrath of the Machine, they did look more like the raid you were playing rather than Vault of Glass. Now, moving on, next we have Crotas End. Now, I agree that this is my favorite set to come out so far. It looks so amazing. Now, also, you don't want to be wearing this set while playing PvE. Or no, PvP. I always get those mixed up. PvP. Because people will see you coming a mile away. Man, the green coming off this looks fantastic. The spikes and everything just looks amazing. You take a helmet that before I would have made fun of on the Titan, and you have turned it into a mini Oryx head. The Warlock It looked just like dude from, what's his name? He's the dude from Lord of the Rings, one of the Wraith Kings. Looked just like that. Now he's got these green horns and this green face to fill in that black void, and it looks so cool. We'll start with the Hunter. So the Hunter traditionally has a little bit more going on the right side than the left side, just because it's very, it's not as symmetrical on the Hunter usually. So the spikes are bigger on the right side. There's more spikes on the right leg. The left leg does not have any at all. I just think the spikes are over the top and awesome. The Titan man, the spikes coming out of his face and the huge one that comes out of his head that looks like a lot like Oryx is awesome. The way they come out the shoulders and the arm and the knees and everything, it's excessive, but it's excessive in a good way. And the Warlock, the way they filled in the face with the green, I think is a great move. And the spikes coming up out of the shoulders and running down the chest, down through the rest of the outfit, I think is fantastic in every single way that it possibly can be. I'm running out of awesome words to use because it's just so cool. Now, the one difference between this and the Vault gear, and that also applies to the Kingsfall gear that we'll get into in a minute, when you shoot these people, so like when you get shot in the raid or when you get shot in PvP or anywhere else, they go away. The ornament, the green that you see, disappears. And I'll try to have a clip synced up so that you can see this. So it disappears, and then the rocks around the body on all three of the characters kind of shake around like they're agitated, and then all of a sudden the green pops back up. And I think that was an awesome move. If you would have not had that, it would have been amazing. The fact that they did add that makes me so happy. I never even thought about that, and it's amazing in every single way. I hope you guys feel the same way that I do. Other than the fact that you can shoot them and all the green spikes and everything, that's about it for this gear set. I just think it's so very cool. This set is a lot like the traditional set. In a lot of ways, it looks very the same. The Vaulted Glass gear looks a good bit different than the original gear from the Vaulted Glass for all three of the characters. Same way for the new set of Kingsfall gear. We're kind of trading back and forth. This set is just like the Crotas End set, where if you shoot it, all the blue that you kind of see cracking through on the Titan, and then mostly on the Warlock's head, and then in the Hunter's face and down the body. When you shoot it, it's going to disappear, and then it's going to come back and reanimate itself. I was able to get that right in the trailer. It did look a lot like when Oryx, when he starts to transform into his taken self, when you kill him on the Dreadnought, he starts to crack down his face and his body, and he starts to kind of flutter away. And it looks a lot like your character is starting to do that, and it looks amazing. The Titan used to had the War Priest head. Now it's still the same War Priest mouth, but the head is a little different shaped. The shoulders are very much different. The blue is an amazing accent. The mark on the Titan and the legs are still very similar. Everything else is still kind of similar, but it is had a lot of changes. The cloak on the Warlock still looks a lot the same, not the cloak, but the robe. But the shoulders and the head has just been added onto with spikes and all kinds of cool stuff. And the new Taken King Hive kind of blue color that's cracking through the armor. The Hunter, to me, looks the most different out of all three of the characters as far as the new gear goes. The blue coming out of the face looks amazing. The way that the Hunter's not symmetrical has always been awesome to me. I don't know why they haven't done that with the other two characters, but if you'll notice, the Hunter is always it's never been symmetrical with all the raid gear. There's always a spike coming out of one shoulder, or one leg has a huge bony thing on it and the other one doesn't. And I really think it's very unique, and I think it's cool. I like how the helmet, it looks like it's coming down the side with the spike instead of exactly perfect down the middle. Like I said before, you shoot these, the blue will go away on your character, but it will come back in a few seconds. I really like this gear. It's still not as exciting to me as the Crota gear, but I'm definitely going to be doing all of these challenges to be able to get all these. Real quick too, before we get into the last set of gear, whenever you get ornaments, so if you get an ornament playing the first week in Crotas End, right? If say you want this gear, right? We're not going to have Kingsfall till the third week after this comes out. You can actually save up all of your ornaments and then put them on whatever character you want whenever you want. So you can use a Crotas End ornament on a Wrath of the Machine piece of gear if you want. You don't have to wait. So I think that's actually an amazing thing, and I'm really glad Bungie did that, because it makes it easier for us to actually wear the gear that we want to, instead of having to painstakingly get each individual piece and each individual ornament. Moving on to the final set, we only get one picture of the concept art, and it was of a Titan. It looked a lot similar, like the armor looks very similar to the original Wrath of the Machine armor, except it kind of has rocks floating on it. But once they got everybody out there and standing around, there definitely was a different, now instead of it being orange or red, which I would like to point something out, there's not, the color that you see in the stream is not truthful of what it actually looks like. The guns are not orange, the chest piece is not orange. In that particular map, as well as in the Shrine of Oryx on Earth or on the moon, whenever you wear red in there, it turns orange. So when you look at these different characters and you see kind of an orangey hue, I promise you it's super red, it's not really orange. So when you see that new Genesis chain, that is not orange, that is red. So just be very wary of that. If you want to check me up on that, the map that they're on for Crucible, go get on that with a red weapon, and you'll get on there with the Outbreak Prime. You'll see what I'm talking about. Go through the Shrine of Oryx with your Outbreak Prime on. You'll see what I'm talking about. Actually, even through the Abomination High Strike, it'll do that in some areas. But this gear is very similar to the original set, except for now, instead of the little Siva stuff kind of shooting out like a beam of light, now it's kind of transforming on you. So like on the shoulders of most of the characters, you see the things floating off of them, and it keeps reanimating and then floating off again. I think it's an awesome change. I think it looks a lot different now. As far as being super different than the original, no, not really, but it's still very, very cool. I'm going to probably actually use this ornament on this set of gear more than I will the original. The weapons I think are going to be very cool, but we'll talk about that in the next video. Now when you shoot these characters, nothing changes on them, so that's not like the King's Fall and the Crota gear. But there's not really a whole lot of changes as far as these characters go. I think on the Warlock, it's almost like the Siva's trying to get out, so it's busting through the chest, which I think is a very cool addition. But to wrap up all four of these sets, basically the coolest thing to come out of this, in my opinion, is who is going to be able to take all four of these sets and combine them in an awesome way. So what if, you know, on my Titan, if I have the Crota helmet with the vault chest piece to get the shield behind my head, with the King's Fall arms and the Siva legs, I think that would be super cool. You know, if somebody wants to take that idea from me and try it out, let me know, send me a picture. That would be amazing. We're just gonna have to wait and see. It's gonna take us a few weeks to get all this, but I think each week you can play the regular raid at $3.90 and get all this awesome new loot, but you can only get the ornaments and everything on the week when it's the weekly featured raid. So that's the only time you can get the ornaments and the awesome new, really awesome gear like the new exotic weapons, which we'll talk about in the next video. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed a look at this new gear if you didn't get to watch the stream. If you're watching it again, I hope you enjoyed it again just as much as I have. This is going to be an amazing update. We're going to be playing so much of it. I'm currently actually trying to get my schedule changed at work so that I will be able to play a little bit more with you guys. So we're going to see how all that goes. I'm praying for it. We'll just have to wait and see. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It really helps me out. Comment below, let me know which set of gear are you most excited for. This guy right here wants the Crota, but like I just said earlier, I want to mix and match everything and make it look really cool. Subscribe for more Destiny content. I'm going to be bringing you reward videos all week long when this comes out next Tuesday, as well as opening up my 50 exotic Ingrams, the Treasures of Ages. Let's see what else I got. Oh man, there's gonna be so much other stuff we're gonna do. We're gonna be doing the Nightfalls, we're gonna be doing the story missions, gonna be doing everything else. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. I almost forgot the last piece of gear. There is one last set and it is the Age of Triumph set. It's not really that great in my opinion, so that's why I forgot about it. Basically, this is a reiteration of Year 1 Armour, and they just added chroma to it, and it still looks awesome. You can put whatever color chroma you want. In the stream, they had white on it, and it still looked amazing, but I can see putting like some orange or some yellow or green. I think it looked really cool. But you can also get that. Completing the strike or the quests for the speaker will give you the Mark, Bond, and Cloak with its own chroma, which there's not very much of in the game, so that's very rare to find, so it'd be awesome to get. I think it looks good, but I'm not going to be wearing it over any of the raid stuff that we get. Now, a lot of this you're going to have to get through the Treasure of Ages, so you have to be doing that as well. Real quick, since we're on armor, one last thing at the very end, they talked about some changes to armor and weapons. Scory no longer will be able to constantly give you super. Now you have to have a full super and get a kill, which will give you 1 minute of Scory activity. And then once that minute's over, it will be gone, and you will have to get another kill for it to activate again. So that's one thing they're doing to help combat people in trials and different places sitting around and just getting their super. So that's another armor change, so let me throw that in there at the end. But this is truly now the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and prepare for this new update, and I will see you in the next video.